Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dubsden, and of course we're getting into our first weekly overview for January, the week commencing the 6th of January 2020. I've got to get used to saying that now. As we recap last week, which commenced the 30th of December, we were being told that we are marrying maidens, being guided into a new sphere of life beyond our control, big change, allowing the change to happen, and then actually through that process, gaining power, gaining strength to act, feeling an inner strength of now being able to act, having let ourselves be led through the last week of the year into the new year, and of course, the overriding theme of 2020 of innocence and following and just being open to being guided to the unexpected blessings that are waiting for us. So in this week, as we look ahead to the 6th of January, the first hexagram we have is hexagram 29, called the Abysmal. Sounds terrible. And it really is the doubling of water. If you look, there's water on the top, there's water on the bottom. And water represents risk, but it also brings us understanding around going with the flow, because water comes crashing down the ravine. And if you try and cling to the side of the mountain and let this kind of avalanche of water come past you, what is going to happen? You're going to get ripped off those rocks and you are going to get in serious trouble. So if you were in that situation symbolically, by letting go into the center of the stream and letting the water take you until such time as the water's energy peters out and drops you wherever it drops you, is a safer route, right? So this idea of this week is that we are in this flow, right? And it's going to feel terrifying, okay? So whatever it is you're starting or whatever you're doing this week, is maybe you're back at work, maybe you're kind of sitting with the reality of back at work and there's, 1,000 emails waiting for you to deal with, or, you're the week before back to school, whatever it is that's going on for you this week, there's this feeling, this focus that we're being asked to pay attention to of letting go of the rock and just going with the energy, going and jumping into the flow of risk. It's almost as if with risk, when you try and control it, when you try and control forces, strong forces, what tends to happen is that we are the lesser, we are not as powerful as this raging river. So it tends to happen that we don't do so well out of it. And so when you have a situation, you're going to throw yourself into it. Throw yourself into the stream of life, into the week, into the flow, into the process. Feel the fear and do it anyway is an excellent way of describing this hexagram. And our changing line in the 5th position, there's just one changing line for the week, says the pit is nearly full. This abyss is nearly full. We've appeased the gods. We have cleansed ourselves of our bad deeds. We have learned something. We have thrown ourselves into the river and all is well. Okay. We're being flown by this river and out and we are safe. So something around this week of throwing yourself into this flow, actually what this week is asking us to pay attention to is that despite feeling as you're going down this ravine, it's going to be okay. We have appeased the gods. Right, so the outcome of the week, the second hexagram, the second phase of change we're being asked to pay attention to is hexagram 7, called the army. Now, if you have a look at the structure of this hexagram, you see water's on the bottom and we have earth on the top. So this is like an underground lake under the earth, right? Underground water, a stream of water we can access, resources we can access that is within the earth. And so we've got to put the borehole down, put the pipe down and draw on the resources. So the reason this is called an army is that when you have to undertake something really important, a big undertaking, right? A big challenge in our political world, you draw on the army. And usually in terrible times of war, that was drawing on civilians, right? And you draw on the everyday, the resources that are buried in the earth, and you draw on this possibility of mobilizing a great amount of people focused around a central strategy and a general, mobilize the army and do what needs to be done and then disassemble the troops. So in this week, we're being asked to draw on the resources available to us and mobilize those resources to attack in a nice positive way, to undertake something important and significant. And we have all the resources. These are people, these are finances, these are ideas, these are creative energy. You have always wonderful resources buried in the earth, this underground river that you can draw on, pull up, and put to use through a focused plan, through a general that leads his or her army with great power. So you are the general of your life this week. You're being asked to draw on that energy and take charge and draw on the resources and do what needs to get done. A very interesting week for us, the first one of the year, where we have our I Ching overview. Dive into that river. You're going to be fine. Even if you feel terrified, get stuck in, pull on that army, have a clear vision as to what you need to do this week, and draw on the resources and seize the day. Carpe diem. Right. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great first week. And of course, remember to go and watch the January overview of 2020 and the 2019 to 2020 overview to get your mind focused on what's really important for us to pay attention to as a collective. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next weekly overview. Bye for now.